Hey guys, welcome back. This is Parker with Parker's Aquatics again. Today we're going to be talking about floating plants. We have duckweed in this tank, and we have frogbit in this tank. So we'll start off with the duckweed. A lot of people don't like duckweed, and I was one of those people too. I just picked some up at my local fish store. It wasn't really It was a lot smaller than I wanted. At the time when I got it, I had a hang on the back filter. Once it was in the water column, it pretty much got stuck all to the sponge filter, the pre-filter that I had on my hang on the back, and then it wouldn't come up, and it caused a big problem. But I put a sponge filter in it after that, and after it got cycled, it was all all good. Um, and the cycling is the main thing that I like about duckweed. Is if you have duckweed in your tank, it is going to keep the nitrates, ammonia, nitrates, nitrites, all at a tolerable limit. I was I heard about this when I first got it, and I was like, oh well, that'll be cool, nice addition. But it is crazy how good it really does. Um, it will if you have to have fish in, like if it's an impulse decision and you have to have fish in your tank to cycle it, you definitely need duckweed. It will help your fish live through the cycle and not cause as much harm. It'll definitely make it where you won't have to go as long to do a water change, but you definitely still need to do water changes. I have my tank overstocked right now, breeding guppies in this tank. So if I didn't have duckweed in this tank, it would probably not be too well. I'm still doing about 2 water changes a week. But like I said, if I didn't have duckweed in here as a buffer, it would not be very well. But it is just crazy how well the duckweed does at taking the ammonia, nitrates, and nitrite out of the water column and absorbing that. If it gets too bad, if the ammonia gets really bad, you'll start to have the die off. You'll see I have some of it here, especially right there. That also might be because of splashing and other stuff, but it'll die off and it'll lose its little tails. Um, but it's really not too much to worry about. It'll pop right back. It doesn't take long at all. This is probably all of a week growth, and I think I cleared pretty much all of it out last week, and all I left was the buildup that was on the sides, which is probably the part I hate the most. Is it gets stuck wherever it splashes, and so that's pretty unsightly. I usually, when I do water changes, I'll take a razor blade and scrape all that off. Alright, now we're moving over to the frogbit. Frogbit looks a lot prettier, and you're able to, the roots are a lot longer. You can see some of the roots here. It's focusing on the back. There we go. You got those up front. I got some more back here. This used to be a lot longer. I had the frogbit and the duckweed in the same tank, and the duckweed actually got so thick that it was making it where the frogbit couldn't get enough light, and it was just staying wet and had a lot of dieback, and they pretty much died back to just a few plants. But this is coming back very, very nicely, getting some real nice long roots. And that's probably my favorite part about this is these super long roots, and they're just so pretty. And it creates a lot of surface area for the shrimp, because that's what I have in this tank: shrimp and fry, and of course snails. But I got shrimp and fry in this tank, and the shrimp just love hanging off of this, and it collects all kind of particles. You can see some stuff built onto this one right here. You can see stuff getting caught on it, but it is, and it looks gorgeous. they send little runners out and then they eventually break off, but they're a lot bigger than the duckweed, which doesn't get. You could have a hang on the back filter if you had kind of a barricade around it to keep it from getting knocked down, but I just like the sponge filters. I think one in each corner. It doesn't look too bad. Some people think they're unsightly, but there's pretty much no, even with a barricade, you can't have duckweed in your aquarium if you're having that hang on the back, and unless you just don't care, then of course you can. But I really love both of these plants. The frogbit doesn't grow as crazy, so it's still gonna take the nitrates, ammonia. It's gonna soften that up, but it's not gonna do as good of a job as the duckweed is, just because it's a crazy grower. It grows super quick. I'm trying to get the focus right where y'all still can see. But it's both of them are very good plants. Some people have the dwarf water lettuce. I haven't gotten into that very much. It's kind of a little big. I like to keep the tank pretty high, the water level pretty high, so I'm scared it would be too big, but I might try that out eventually. They have pretty good or pretty nice flowers on them sometimes. The other thing is, I really should probably hang this light. It's right there at the water level. Sometimes if I fill it up a little bit too much, then I'll have to siphon some of it back out, because the light won't reach the frogbit if it's, because as you see, it normally sticks over here. The ones that are over there have no trouble at all. You can see they're well lit. I fed a powder food earlier, so that's a lot of what you see floating around right now. And of course you see some shrimp swimming, and some guppy fry as well. I have some Amazon sword in here. I have no clue what that is. And this is a little fake plant. I think it's pretty nice. Provides a lot of cover, and it looks really good when you can bury it in the substrate like I have over here. But this is about the frogbit and duckweed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. If you don't have any questions and you just want to say hi, leave a comment. I'd appreciate a subscribe. I'm trying to build this channel and provide a lot of cool information. If you guys want to know anything else, and if you're trying to cycle an aquarium, definitely get some duckweed. This stuff grows like crazy. It would probably be a good idea to have just some have a little bit of it in something. You could probably grow it outside in a bucket and it would grow. It grows like crazy, but it would be just a very good emergency plant. Maybe you have an ammonia spike, throw some duckweed in there, and if you're not able to do a water change right then, I just think this stuff, I didn't like it until I just saw how amazing it was at keeping the ammonia down. But alright, you'll have a good day.